Hello, everyone. It's Sunday once again, and it's now 2 o'clock in the afternoon in the UK, and it's 10 p.m. in Manila. I only know the Manila time because I always make sure what time it is in Manila, anyways. So, hope you're having a very happy and blessed Sunday. Um, Welcome to Astajama and this week's guest. I gotta say, I mean, he's such a lovely person. I only actually get to know more of him last year. I've seen him before with John McClone, but I didn't actually get to realize that he's a very well respected and well loved drummer in Liverpool. And also, according to Joe Muska, the legendary Joe Muska, he's one of the best drummers around, the best drummers there is. So I would like to dedicate this episode to Joe Muska as well. And thank you for telling me that my guest this week is one of the best drummers there is. Okay, so my dear friends, please welcome Grant Walker. Whoops, let me just...
Hello.
Hello,
I can't believe I've actually been able to set this up myself. I'm amazed.
Well, we've had I always say that we'll go 20 minutes before we go live, so at least just in case if there's any problem that we can sort it out beforehand. So I'm glad that we did before that.
Yeah.
So how are you?
I'm fine. Sounds a pound.
Oh,
right, and easy on a lovely crisp winter summer's morning, winter morning.
Yeah, it's still very cold, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, I've still got 6-7 layers. It's cold in the flat. So last time, how's your back, by the way? Do you remember the last time I saw you? I was
God, yeah, I do actually. It was in the Reilly's gig, and for some bizarre reason, I picked you up. Oh, God.
And you must be really shocked because of how heavy I am.
I've been on a walking stick ever since. I haven't. I'm only joking. I'm claiming disability money now as we speak, actually. Just filling the form in. I'm not really.
Last time I saw you, it was at the Real People Candy Opera gig.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Awesome, wasn't it?
Oh, great night, yeah, great venue as well.
Yeah, Hangar 34. That was the first time I've been there, and
first time I've been there as well. To be fair,
yeah, it's an amazing venue. But I also realized that you were at the Ian Prowse gig at the O2.
Oh, yeah.
You were there, but I didn't see you though. But I know that Ian Prowse mentioned you.
Yeah.
And I think he dedicated one of the songs to you as well. And I was so.
Oh, yeah. He normally goes. Yeah. Well, yeah. He normally does Train Stop on Merseyside and dedicated to me. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Oh, it's a shame that I didn't see you there. I was sort of wondering where you were, but it's.
And I was shocking though. It was a very busy night, wasn't it?
Yeah, loads of people. It was another awesome gig there at the Ian.
There's only so many of those plastic pints of lager you can drink, isn't it? It's Hammer gig tipped in with plastic glass, not for me.
And also, you were at the Cast gig last Friday. Also, was that your first?
Yeah. I haven't recovered yet, actually. Yeah. I've still got the headache from Friday.
You didn't play with them though, did you?
No, just there to watch.
Is that to watch? And that was your first gig of the year?
Oh yeah, because the other one was before Christmas. Yeah, that was the first one of the year. Yeah.
First one of the year. I still need. I'm going to see Cast on Friday in Manchester.
Oh yeah.
That will be my first gig of the year as well. So I'm really looking forward to that one.
Your first of many, I imagine.
Well, it's already mid-January, and I should have been to 4 gigs already so that I can do my 100 gigs a year.
Yeah.
But I haven't done any. I mean, there were cancellations and things.
I just hope, that so many gigs are getting pulled. I mean, it's some of these promoters now, they have this theory that if after about 3 or 4 weeks of the gig going live, ticket sales. If you don't sell so many tickets, they're pulling the gigs, and it's back in the day, people would walk up on the night to a gig. You can't. That's not good enough now. They want the tickets bought in advance. Understandably, you've got to pay for the PA and everything else, but it's killing it for a lot of bands.
Yeah, well, hopefully, things will get better and get back to normal and things like that. But anyways, I just want to say hello to Aiden. Aiden O'Rourke is my husband, actually. So he's saying this great picture, good sound. And hello, Rob Jones. He said, hi, Rob Jones is the drummer of High Five and Wahid. So he's joined us live. So hello, Rob.
Well, he obviously know Joe Musker, then, only obviously.
Yeah. So, all right. Welcome to Ask the Drummer. Episode 23 is all about you, Grant Walker. So,
I can't tell you everything. Some things will happen on tour, stay on tour, but anyway.
Well, normally, so one of the things I ask before we go live is, are there any off-limits topics that you don't want me to ask you or something?
No, by the way.
All right. So let's start from the very beginning. So you were born in Liverpool?
What's that, sorry?
Were you born in Liverpool?
No, I was actually born on the other side of the water, but all my music, there's very little goes on this side of the water, you know what I mean? So it's my first band was a band called Last Night at the Fair with my brother, much missed. And we called ourselves that, but funnily enough, because we used to go to the fair. The fair used to come to town every year, and I used to say to our kid, how come there's always trouble or everyone cops off on the last night at the fair? It's a momentous night, isn't it? So we thought, that's a good name for the band. And by the way, in them days, all the bands had big long names, Echo and the Bunnymen, Orchestral Manoeuvres, Teardrop Explodes and all that. So it worked well, you know what I mean? Yeah, so that was my first band, gigging all around the place.
So that Last Night at the Fair, that's a Liverpool band.
Yeah. We're in all those the Scousology books and all those those compilation CDs. One's called Modesty Kills and one's called Desperation. I don't know why you call it Desperation, but anyway. So that was how we first started playing. Just playing. First gig we ever was at Kirkland's Wine Bar. It's not even there. Well, it's there now, but it's a pub now called the Fly and the Loaf. But all the old venues back in them days, there's very few of them left now,
Yeah. So how old were you when you were in Last Night at the Fair?
I probably would have been about 16, 17, something like that. It was it was at the time, you just take a gig anywhere. There was you very rarely got paid for any of the gigs, but it was just the buzz of playing, you know what I mean? It's just like you basically be playing to your own family and friends, but it learned you a lot, if you're playing in front of your families and friends and not getting nervous, because they're the ones who give you the most stick, aren't they, at the end of the day?
Yeah. Well, before that, actually, when I was Googling this Last Night at the Fair, I actually found that you were in Barbed Wire, which
that was the first band. Yeah. Well, a band called Barb. I think it was Barbed Wire. Barbed Wires with a Z on the end. We didn't have a gig with that band. That was just like that was the first ever. Yeah, you've caught me out there. Yeah. Was that wrong? I forgot all about that. I think it was 10 when I was in that band.
And apparently, the year after, you changed it to Dark Entries.
Yeah, to Dark Entries. Yeah, it's funny. Well, not funny. It's just ironic because with the passing of Janice Long and a funeral this week, Janice Long gave us our first ever break, and when we called Dark Entries, she got us on Radio Merseyside. And back in them days, we only sent a cassette. It wasn't even a proper recorded track. And they had us in, and we did a half an hour interview. We actually met Madness, and Madness were in the same studio. So it was.
Really?
I mean, but back in them days, you were asked to go on radio stations not because of the content of your music, not because a lot of this people buy on now, and people pay people to get tracks played. The only way to get on at this day and age,
Yeah.
But with Janice and John Peel, if they liked your music, they'd have you on, and they wouldn't care, even if it was a bit rough around the edges. If they were impressed with the music, they'd have you on, which was great. Because sadly, I don't know many DJs who do anything like that anymore. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
they have playlists now, and they just have to play whatever the play on the playlist. You know.
yeah. So Janice Long actually played Dark Entry's song on the radio, and
That's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, again on Google it says that you split after a series of riotous gigs. So there
Oh
was,
God, yeah.
I can't imagine someone.
You know what? You actually know more about me than I do. Yeah, there was a couple of dodgy moments along the way. You know, we played a gig at a place called the Hamilton or something. I'm sure it was called Hamilton in Birkenhead, and all hell broke loose. And well, that's history basically. Anyway, everyone got kicked off, and the police turned up, and it was total disaster. But something to look back now and have a laugh about. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Thanks for reminding me of that. God, I forgot all about that.
well,
Right, okay.
were you always into drumming?
Yeah, yeah,
When,
yeah. Well, my granddad was a drummer, and he gave me my first kit. And you know what? If I'd have kept it, it was like a vintage Gretsch kit. It probably would have been worth a couple of grand now. But I used to really annoy the neighbours every Sunday. I used to play it out in the back in my back garden, and I used to have Phillies Express on. It was all like heavy metal music, and I'd be playing drums out in the back garden.
yeah,
Went down great with the neighbours, like not, but, you know. But that kit, unfortunately, because I was playing outside all the time, it basically all fell to bits. But I should have kept it. Really, it would have been worth a fortune now, you know.
oh, oh, that's a shame.
I know. I know. Yeah. I also
Yeah,
got the cane at school more times for tapping on the table. You know, like playing little beats in my head than I got for
yeah, yeah.
any other wrongdoings. You know.
So, did you have any lessons at all, or no? You
No.
just
Well, in
it
actual
was just
fact,
in you.
the only person who ever attempted to give me a lesson was Joe Muscat, funny enough. It was at the Glenda Jackson Theatre, which is no longer there now either. And I actually remember, I need to pull Joe on it. I'm sure I wasn't paying any attention. I'm sure he called me Empty Head. He said, "Hey, Empty Head, you having a go over?" And I'm like, at that point, I walked out. But we've been friends ever since, me and Joe, like, yeah. And
Yeah, well,
Joe actually sent me a Zildjian A symbol through the post, you know, and sticks and everything, which is I'm absolutely blown away, you know.
really.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, yeah.
it was Joe
Lovely fella.
Musco.
Yeah, yeah.
It was him who told me about, like you
Yeah.
being one of the greatest drummers there
Yeah.
is. So I was like, oh, I've got to, because I've seen you on Facebook, and but I haven't actually. So like, I didn't send you a friend request until like a few months ago because I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure who you are. It was like,
That's a quick,
so.
I ask myself every morning who I am. I'm not quite sure who I am myself.
So I really want to say thank you, Joe, for telling me about.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Well, I just want to say hello to Monty Mendigoria as well. Hello, Monty. He said hi, Anna. Hi, Grant.
I,
Monty has another show, which is just well, it's where I patterned this Ask the Drummer podcast. He's got a show called It's All About New Wave, because in the
oh,
Philippines, where I'm originally from, we love new wave music.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, so we love bands like the Wild Swans, the Low Seaters, and all that.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Football, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So hello, Monty. Thanks for joining
Yeah,
us live.
damn, yeah.
Right. So it was your brother who actually sort of like encouraged you, or
But we basically encouraged ourselves because back in them days, back in Liverpool, them days, everyone was in a band. Even if you
yeah,
couldn't even play, I had mates who couldn't really play a note on the guitar, but they put bands together. You know, like in them days, I don't know, it's just the music scene in Liverpool at the time. You just mentioned there, Low Seasons, Wild Swans, all those old bands, Dead or Alive. The music, there was a real good vibe about it. Everyone wanted to be in a band. But the difference was then days, Anna, it was the fact that you wanted to be in a band because you wanted to be in a band. Not because you want to. I mean, you don't play football in the street and expect to play for Liverpool, do you? You do it because for the enjoyment and the love of doing it. A lot of kids now they get into it for, oh, you want instant success now. It's one of
yeah,
the hardest businesses on the planet to get instant success out of. You know.
yeah, yeah. But was there any sort of like particular moment in time that you saw someone drumming and then you said, "Oh, I want to be like him
Yeah,
or
probably,
like that.
probably going back to actually the punk days and all that. Used to love the Sex Pistols and the Clash and all that. And used to watch the energy out of the drummers, and you were like, everyone said they couldn't play. They could play, and Paul Cook at the Pistols and Top of Heaven at the Clash and all. It inspired me, and then obviously Stuart Copeland and the Police, the early Police stuff. Some of his
Yeah,
drumming patterns are just incredible. Like, and even to this day, still amaze me. Like, obviously the early Blondie. Clem Burke, some of his stuff.
yeah, he's brilliant. Clem Burke. So after, sorry, after last night at the fair, what other bands were you in? Because I mean, looking at the list of sort of like bands and musicians you played with, I would need another hour to sort of like list all of them. It's just so like played with so many people, and so after last night at the fair, what band were you? Well, what other bands were you in before Western Promise?
It was mad because at the time, when the original bands dispersed, I actually went down the covers road a bit, playing clubs and pubs, just to make a few quid and all that. So I was in all kinds of covers bands, but nothing. It's not actual fact. I don't even remember the names of half of them. But it was just to make money. We had kids, and you have to pay for school uniforms and all that. And actually, at the time, I actually nearly grew up a little bit. Then, after a while of being out of it for a bit, bumped into John McGlone, who I'd known from school days. I used to look up to John. I used to think he was like, because he won't let me saying this, but because he's older than me, I used to look up to him. I always used to think like he was like my John Lydon at the Pistols, like someone you'd look up to, because he was always Western Promise were going before I joined them, and I went to see them, and I thought, boss band them. And he just asked me to join them one night. So I come down for a packy with them and a rehearsal with them, and basically I've been playing with them ever since. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, but when did you join Western Promise? Because I was googling Western Promise, and you weren't in the original band.
No,
were you?
I think it was about 16 years ago. I think it might be a bit more, might be a bit less. About 2007 or something like that. I think. Off the top of my head, should have researched that, shouldn't I? But a while. But in between, I've done other stuff as well. Like I say, I played with Ian Prowse quite a bit. Ian McNabb. They're mostly acoustic type ones, like percussion type gigs. But so I've been more or less on and off playing with Western Promise for about the last 15, 16 years.
Yeah. Well, John McGlone. I mean, I love John McGlone, but he's another artist I've actually didn't get to know until like a few years ago when he supported Candy Opera. And also it's the same with Western Promise. I mean, I only found out about Western Promise when I bought this, which is the Revolutionary Spirit.
Oh yeah.
Western Promise songs and that. Yeah. So, but before we talk about Western Promise, I also found another one called The Lids. Is that another band?
Yeah. Although that wasn't that long ago either. I don't know. Well, don't forget, Joe Musker did call me empty. I did tell you. There isn't an awful lot up there, Yeah. Sorry, we did an album with The Lids. Yeah, what am I about? Yeah. That was with me Much Missed brother as well. Yeah. So, so I'll have to send you a copy of that. It's a total different type of music than the Western Promise. It's more Chameleons type sound, Chameleon stroke, and then probably early U2 type of sound, Yeah. I'm sitting here in my back room here, and there's pictures of all those things that you've mentioned. And why didn't I write them down? I don't know.
Well, I was all like looking at it. There's actually a Facebook page for The Lids, and
I know. I set it up.
Well, there's a photo of Claire Grogan holding a CD.
Oh yeah, she came to one of our gigs back. It was at the Cajon, I think. I'm not sure. Yeah. It's a lovely Claire, like yeah.
So
but I was in awe when she turned up, because I used to love altered images, the early altered images stuff. I've been listening to some on John Peel and that,
Yeah. Well, we love in the Philippines. We love altered images, and we love Claire Grogan. So I was just really surprised when I said, "Oh my God!" So she's she a fan then?
Yes, she was. Yeah. She probably still is.
So Right. So we'll go back to Western Promise. This one here.
So on.
Here comes the
Hold on,
revolution.
I get my glasses on. I might Mr. Magoo as well. I keep getting on the wrong bus.
Well, it's like Here Comes the Revolution, the CD.
Oh, yes, God, yeah.
It's absolutely amazing. It
Yeah,
was just, I've been listening to it today as well, and I was all like thinking, God, that wake up call.
yeah.
The
That got, that got banned on. Steve Lamacq made it his record of the week going back a few years ago when we first released it. And it got banned because of its political content, because it's, because of the lyrics. I mean, I don't get it, mate. Like, but I mean, to me, it's, I don't know. It's probably one up there with one of the best tunes we've done because it just gets it. Whenever we play it live, the crowd just go mad.
Well, getting your record banned on the radio means good. It's a good thing.
Well, yeah.
And then first thing
didn't do nothing any harm, did it?
It's like Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Became massive. So
yeah. And do you know what? That album Revolution, it took. I must have took about 8 years to put together, only because where our studio was, Kieran Bell, top producer by the way. If anybody wants any recordings doing, he's top man. And he also top keyboard player. The studio was in Bold Street in Liverpool, and as you can imagine, there's too many vices around there. We'd open the window, and all the musicians would walk past. Ian McNabb would walk past. Big Z would walk past. I'll come up and having a party. So we listened all day in the studio. But the next day we listened back to it and we go, that's bloody awful. What the hell have we recorded there? Because we've been partying too much. That's why it took so long to put together. So you have to wait for genius, as they say.
Well, you played with Mick Jones.
Yeah, well Mick Jones.
You did a cover of the Clash's "Straight to Hell."
Yeah, that was for Combat Cancer album that track's on. And Carl Hunter from the Farm was going to play the bass on the track. So, and they just finished the Truth and Justice tour with Mick Jones. So Mick Jones jumped at putting the guitar track down, which was, absolutely magical for us. You know what I mean? And it raised the bar a bit because that album. I mean, I'm not sure what the sales were like, but with Mick Jones actually being on it, it just raised the bar altogether. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you and John McGlone, you're big The Clash fans.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Loved them. Yeah.
So what was it like? So like having Mick Jones there, and you being a big The Clash fans. Were you like me? So like fanboy.
No, if I'm honest, I could lie and make a story up. But what it was is he did it via. I don't know. Is it? He did it basically from his studio and sent the file down, which was a bit of a. Yeah, I should have lied and made a big story about him saying, "Look, but I'd be lying." So, we tell the truth here, Yeah, so he just basically said we sent him the track. He put his guitar track down and it gets sent back to the studio. Don't ask me how they do it. I don't know.
But have you met him?
No, I didn't get. No, John has. John's good friends with Joe Strummer at the time, like back in the day. Yeah. I haven't met them though. No.
All right.
Yeah, it's amazing how they do these things now. Like he records it, and you don't even get to meet the person.
Yeah. Cause I thought you saw like he was actually there, and you were sort of like watching him play and being a big fan of his.
Well, you know what? The way it is, Gary Christian, great lad. Like he put the vocal down on it, and I didn't even get to see him do it because he didn't want any of the band in the room while he was putting the vocal down, which is. So I can't even pretend I was there when Gary put the vocal down. But he's a cool guy, like.
Yeah. Oh, I love Gary Christian. I love watching the Christians. They're really, really good lads as well.
Yeah.
So,
well, my mate who plays keyboards, Mike Triggs for the Christians, he played on Wake Up Call and Long Way Down on our album as well for us.
All right. That's great. Well, I wanted to say hello to John McMahon as well.
Hi John.
Yeah, so he's joined us and he said, "Oh, hi Anna Grant, and you should have a show every week." Oh, God. Yeah. You should have a show. I think we should do your cooking show.
Oh no.
Granty's Sunday snack.
We can do our take on a Sunday brunch, couldn't we? You know, the worst is, some people actually believed I was being serious. I'm not understanding. I've got asked by two separate people who will remain nameless, asked me for the recipe. I don't know if they were messing, I'm not sure. Like, and by the way,
No.
no little secret into that, because a mate of mine said to me, oh, how did you not know that wasn't Branston pickle? I said, it wasn't my kitchen. I was doing some artwork on the kids' wall, and I just decided to do this little video of me cooking. So I was helping myself to somebody else's food. It wasn't even my kitchen.
It was. Oh God. Oh, that's great. Well, okay. Well, I don't know if you know a band called Hot Rain.
Hot
Uh,
rain.
Hot Rain. They're a band from Southport.
Oh, right,
Now,
yeah.
during the pandemic, so like I think it was December of 2020, I got talking to the singer of Hot Rain called Paul Newnham. And Paul Newnham, it was a friend of mine who actually sort of like um, made me aware of Hot Rain and Paul Newnham. Anyway, I was talking to him. We were talking for like a couple of hours talking about John McGlone because I realized that he said, because when he told me that he's the biggest fan of Western Promise
Oh, good.
and John McGlone, and his name, he named this band after a Western Promise song, and I thought, oh wow, that's because I think I think in one of the album there's a song called The Hot Rain.
Hot rain. Oh,
Um,
fine. Yeah.
yeah, and
Oh,
that's yeah, and I
yeah.
couldn't believe it. It was like
Yeah.
at the time I told John McGlone about it, and hopefully they got in touch with each other because it's like
Did John know them?
I believe so, yeah. Because I told John that there's a guy called Paul Newnham, and apparently he used to go to all your gigs, and he's like your biggest fan. So hopefully they're still in touch. But I
Yeah,
got so
yeah. I'll have to check them out, like, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So when I saw you at 81 Renshaw, you played with John McGlone
Yeah.
and I forgot his name now, but a guy from Orange
All right.
Son. Yeah.
Keenan Limpton.
Yeah, it was an acoustic set, so I haven't seen you play like proper drums.
I mean, yeah,
You know?
we've got some big shows coming up in the in this year. But there's one really big one getting put together in Liverpool. But I can't. I've been sworn to secrecy over it because it's as we're sitting here, it's actually we keep out of all that, but that's all getting sorted. So you'll be invited to that. Like obviously I'm the guest, yeah, you know.
Oh, thank you very much. But yeah, so that show you were playing this sort of like a rectangular
Cajon.
box.
You
I don't know what
can't
it's
really box of
called.
chords makes mic'd up.
um, but it was really good. But I didn't sort of like realize that you were already part of Western Promise.
Yeah, yeah,
At
yeah.
the time. But
See, at the what it is at the moment, that was because it was so there's Western Promise, which is us,
yeah,
and there's John McGlone, the Souls of Emotion,
yeah,
which is us, but it's more laid back. So
yeah. So I got this one. So but the thing with this CD is he hasn't got any credits whatsoever. So I didn't.
hold on, just get my glasses on. What's that one?
It's the John
Oh, yeah,
McGlone
yeah.
Burn Down Babylon.
Yeah, well,
So
it's the same. It's all us again playing on that, but it's just under a different name. We just tried to get away from the Western Promise name because, unfortunately, that many years we've had a few riotous gigs with the Western Promise. A few, quite a lot. so we went down a different thing with, like a different angle on, but it's still the same band, but it's just more laid back, a few violins and stuff like that.
yeah, because I also saw you at Leaf on Bold Street, that We Shall Overcome gig.
Oh yeah. Upstairs,
before the pandemic.
that was
Again, it
that.
was
Yeah.
yeah, it
Well,
was another.
we were going to do that full band, but we weren't sure till the actual day that there's going to be a drum kit there. By the time we rehearsed the acoustic stuff then, so we just went with the acoustic stuff. But but say there's a couple of big shows, which I'll let you know about as soon as I get confirmation on them. Like.
Again, this album is just amazing. I love this Burn Down Babylon. It's
Oh yeah.
I'm glad I got a copy of this one.
Yeah.
But right, so I've got a list of sort of like people and bands you played in or with.
or
played.
supported you. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like James
Well,
Walsh, Mark.
and that was just a quick one. Did you read right the other night that you got Mark Baziki coming on?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
But
did you?
when I growing up, he's another drummer I looked up to. But get on this, I was playing with Ian Prowse, acoustic gig, supporting from the Jam at the Cajon. So anyway, we did a sound check. We're in the dressing room, and next minute, Bruce Foxton walks in, looking as cool as he ever did. I'm like, talk about starstruck. Then Mark Baziki walked in. He was drumming for them. I'm like, oh, Lord, take me now. You know what I mean? Yeah, and he lovely fellow as well.
I'm glad that you mentioned his last name because I was gonna like check how do you pronounce his last name. So Brazil.
Don't go by what I say. It could be Bazeki. I just always call him that Bazeki.
Yeah, yeah, because I was sort of like thinking, oh God, Mark, how do you pronounce it? So yeah, okay,
Don't quote me on whatever you do. I probably got it totally wrong, like, but
well, he's gonna be on hopefully, well, sometime in May. So yeah, I look
okay.
forward to, like having.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there any other musician or are there? Is there a band that you would really, really love to sort like play with that you haven't played with? Like, Mick Head? Would you like to play with?
I know you're a massive Nick Head fan. I love Nick Head, you know. I spoke to John Johnson the other night as well. Lovely lad. He's coming back on Facebook shortly, he said. So.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
We've missed him on there, haven't we? Tough to talk about. Yeah, band you'd like to play with? Oh, God. Where would you start? Not the top of my head, but I don't know, someone like Blondie or someone like that. I mean, it's something I grew up with, you know what I mean? It's just like, God, I know every single beat in me head from anything Blondie ever done, like that.
Wow.
Clem Burke was like, he wasn't technically the best. He's not technically the best, but great to watch, you know, what he brings to the show, you know.
Yeah. Right. The description that I put on my guest announcement post on the Ask the Drummer page, where it says you're an amazing graphic artist by day and a pan rattling rock god by night. I got that one.
Pan rattling. Can I just say, just a little while we're on it, because John will look at this at some point, Johnny Mac. He actually said, we were arguing one night about something, and he actually said, shut up, you're just a pan rattler. And that's where that comes from. So now anyone ever says, I say, I'm a pan rattler, and just leave it at that. And you walk away thinking, what the hell's a pan rattler? But anyway. Yeah.
Well, those are not my words, actually. It's from David Harry.
Yeah.
And you told me, because I was going to ask, who is David Harry? So you already told me who it is, but can you tell us who David Harry is?
Yeah, Dave Harry is part of the Oceanic, who done Take Me Into Insanity all them years ago. And when he winds me up, which he constantly does, I always say to call him a one-hit wonder, but I haven't said that. As he answers back, I've not had a hit. So actually, I'm a drummer, I'm a pan rattler, I can't have a hit, can I? I hit things, you know what I mean?
Well, a pan rattling rock god. I mean, that's okay.
You can't argue with that, can you? Pan rattling rock god. The checks in the post, Jesus.
It's good to know that David Harry is in that Oceanic one, because, like I told you, I've got a 12-inch of a single from Kristen Cairns. Yeah. I think her voice is just amazing.
He does a lot of this now, you know, what you do. He does like instructional stuff on microphones and stuff. But he does it all on YouTube, and he's making a living out of it, like, so good luck to him, you know.
Yeah, that's good. Well, hopefully someday I can ask him to sign my record as well when I go.
Yeah. I'll plug that for you. Yeah. Actually, in fact, he rang me to go out for a pint yesterday because it was his birthday. That's mad, isn't it?
Oh, right. Belated happy birthday. And thanks for that description, David Harry. So it's really good.
Yeah.
I've got a question from someone called Alan Tuhey.
Alan Tuhey. You know, for absolute fact, this is going to be a daft one, but go on. Go ahead.
Well, his question is, have you seen Gary Benn at all? No,
Uh, well,
who's Gary Bear?
Gary Ben's a good mate of mine and Alan's. The place to look will probably be Wetherspoons. That's where he normally goes. Uh, if that can help him out at any point, you know what I mean? Oh, by the way, Gary doesn't get up till about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon anyway, so he's probably still in bed.
Oh,
I hope,
so
I hope I've cleared that up, Al. Jesus.
is Gary a musician? Is he
Yeah,
also?
no. He'd love to be one. No, he's
I'd love to be one.
he actually went around one time telling everyone he was our manager, signing the CDs to all the girls and all that. I'm like, I was thinking we come off stage one day and there's a load of girls all wanting CDs signed, and Gary signed them all. Yeah, I'm the manager and all. That's like, oh, anyway. Good lad, good lad.
Well, I know this is Art of Drummer, and it's really about your drumming career. But like I said, David Harry said that you're an amazing graphic artist by day. So
Yeah.
can you tell us more about your work as a
When you say graphic, it's like, I do like kids' bedrooms, Disney stuff, murals. You know what? I actually started in Cavan Walks in Liverpool doing caricatures. And as you know, a caricature is like a bit of a skit at yourself. You know what I mean? Like you see the spitting image puppets, the Charles with the big ears. But you get like, what put me off? You get like a 20-stone woman wanting to do a caricature of it, and I'm thinking, what am I going to do here? You know what I mean? I nearly got filled in a few times because you draw them and you give it to the woman, and she'd be like, "You taking the mick? Is that meant to be me?" I'm like, "Well, you don't want a caricature. You want to buy a mirror, you know." So anyway, so I got out of that and I started doing artwork on pubs. Anything from wine lists to graphic stuff like cartoony stuff, advertising, drink offers, and it's basically just gone from there really. And now it's the kids' bedroom stuff is what is my forte, what I love doing. But only every now and again you get people ringing up for that, But Spider-Man and all that type of stuff,
Oh, so is that your main job now?
Well, that is my job. Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, because let's be honest, we don't make a great deal out of the music, really. I mean,
Because I've seen some of your sort of like drawings during Christmas season that you decorate a lot of, shop windows and
yeah.
Those are really good. They're
Well,
amazing.
you know what? And that came about because during the lockdown, all the pubs had shut, obviously. So I'm thinking, what am I going to do here? So there was no gigs. All the venues were shut. The pubs were shut. So I got asked to do a few, the rainbow things. God bless the NHS and all that on windows. And you do one on an estate, and next minute they all want them doing. So and then it was the Halloween, then it was Christmas and whatever. But it can be anything at all.
Yeah.
But this year, because the pubs are back open again, and we started doing a few gigs now, there hasn't been the time to do the personalised houses, and they're all ringing me up. God, I'm getting terrible abuse off some of them. They were like, "You're letting 2 little girls down." I felt like the Grinch. You know what I mean? It's like, I just couldn't fit them all in.
Well, I do love all your posts on Facebook and on Instagram as well. I recently seen your Instagram account. And you don't just sort of like post I mean, I know they like snaps, but the way you do it is actually very artistic.
Yeah.
I mean, for most people, me included, I just sort of like take a photo and then post it on Facebook and stuff. But with yours, with your sort of like posts,
I like to take a bit of time on a picture, and if you see a picture, I take it. But that's something else I did during the lockdown. The amount of times I've got that many drum kits, but I've got a couple of like junior kits. I pack them all in my bag and cart them off to the nearest woods or whatever, and set up and start playing, and just record myself. And the amount of people walk past, you were like, you go down the woods, you're not expecting to see someone playing a drum kit, are you really? But we should get some funny looks, tell you.
Well, I was going to ask you because there's one of you sort of like with a drum kit out in the field, and I was sort of like thinking, do you actually sort of like bring all your stuff and then just go out in the field?
That particular day, off camera, I'm playing away. I got dropped off there, and about 10 minutes later, I heard some woman shouting over the hedge, "Can you pack it in? You're scaring the horses." Apparently, all the horses were going nuts in the next field. I had to pack all my drums away and wait for me to get picked up. I thought it was sounding great. The horse is very impressed.
Well, let me just say hello to Bethany Walker. She
That's
said,
my
"Hi,
daughter, yeah.
Dad." Yeah, thank you for joining us, Bethany.
Yeah. She was at the cast gig the other night.
On the cast. Oh
Yeah.
wow! So,
Yeah.
how old is Bethany?
Oh my God, there we go. I get shot here now. 31.
Oh,
And she's an amazing artist, you know.
just like her
Just
dad.
like me,
So.
yeah, yeah. Taught her everything she knows.
Well, yeah. So I followed you on Instagram because I've seen your posts and stuff. There was a post that you did there where you're playing your drums blindfolded, and
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
was
I don't know
all
that.
like, I was all
No.
like thinking, oh wow, is
But
it?
what? It's you know what? I once again see. I told you I'm honest, mate. I made the lad who manages our band, Peter Bowie, Stuart, great lad. He gave me this jacket, and there's two little spy holes in it. I think it's for when you're in the snow. But from that video, no one knows. If you do now, they've just told everyone. But there's two little holes, so I wasn't quite blindfolded. It looked like it was.
Because I was actually gonna ask you, have you actually played live on stage blindfolded? And so,
Blindfolded. No, I haven't. I'm blind enough. I'm blind enough without my glasses now. I don't know anything else.
and also I've noticed that you're a twirler. I
I
love
swear.
drummers. Yeah, I
Oh,
love drummers who can actually do that. I think
yeah.
it just makes it more interesting.
Well, I
And
mean, the thing is, it can be absolute disastrous as well, can't it? During the show, like, but you know, it's you know, if you're playing it on stage and on stage it's like pitch black and there's lights flashing, and you throw the stick up and miss it, you're in a bit of trouble, aren't you?
but
But the secret is don't drop it.
you always have spares though, just
Oh
in
yeah, you
case.
always have to. Yeah,
Because I know that sometimes I see drummers and then they sort of like flick it and then
yeah.
they didn't they didn't catch it, so they just get another one and
There's another one after. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
continue playing. So,
that's it, yeah.
right. So, do you have any sort of like drumming heroes at all, or
Heroes, yeah.
apart
God,
from
yeah.
Clem Beck? Because you said that you like Clem Beck's
Yeah. So
you know,
Stuart Copeland from the
Stuart
Police.
Copeland, yeah.
Love his drumming. Neil Peart, God bless him. He's playing a band called Rush.
Yeah,
Fabulous
yeah,
drummer. Yeah. I mean, there's so many. I mean, now with the likes of YouTube and all that and Instagram, I'm finding new drummers every day. On the drumming links, and some of them are just amazing. Half the names you can't even pronounce. Let alone Mark Baziki's name. You can't. Some of these names, don't know where they're from. You can't. But they're just amazing. And I follow them. But I couldn't decide what the names are because I can't. I don't know what the names are. You know what I mean?
well, I mean, I know that you're sort of like well loved by a lot of people, especially sort of like in Liverpool. I can tell from sort of like um the guest announcement post that I did for you. That's actually been shared so many times by loads of sort of like people. Like,
Oh,
wow.
so, yeah.
But yeah, which is really good. I know that you you're like, I can tell that you like or you love life and you just
Yeah,
love
it's nice
living.
to be nice, isn't it? And
Yeah,
well,
because
that's
you're
why
from.
I post most days. One reel, just be nice. I mean, it makes why just be nice Christmas Day or when you're on your holidays. Every day's treat it as a bonus. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Especially
That.
after all what's happened. It's like 'cause I remember when the first lockdown, I went out with me pots and pans in my bag to a place somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and everyone bumped into was all saying hello and everyone was smiling because it was all in it together kind of thing because we were just the first day of the lockdown. And then a couple of
Yeah,
weeks later, everyone's back to normal, being miserable again. You're like, get on with it, Give us a smile.
yeah. Well, I just love that kind. I love people like that who actually, like really loving
Yeah,
the life and loving sort like living as well.
yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
it.
I do love all your posts. I do love your Facebook posts, and
Even though
I
probably some of them probably need an interpreter because the way I write things. Ian McNabb, listen, Ian McNabb once said to me, Grant, I love the way you deliberately spell everything wrong in your post. It's so funny. And I'm like, I don't deliberately spell them wrong. I spelled it wrong because I see how much you had of it yet.
No, there's also I mean, I could understand your Facebook posts, but I have to say that Mr. Dixie's posts sometimes I can't
Oh,
understand.
Jesus. Written in Swahili? He couldn't get every letter's in the wrong place, isn't he? Oh, he's Dixie, absolutely. It's not even worth replying to them because you think of some. I know we all like a drink. I don't know whether he posts when he had a few, but they're just like everything's back to front. It's quality.
Yeah. Oh, he's lovely, Mr. Dixie. I do love Mr. Dixie as
Oh,
well.
Sam.
Um,
Great one.
I don't realize that you played at Shine On Festival. Where were
Yeah.
you? What year were you in Shine On? Because I love Shine On. I've been going since 2017.
Well, we did. We played with Western Promise about 4 years ago, when it was Happy Mondays and the Farm and all that were on. And the Reillys were on our stage. Edgar Jones was on our stage as well. So that was Western Promise. That was great. And then I played a couple of years back in Holland with Ian Prowse. Well, we played on the boat and that. The Shed 7 were on. Chris Helm from the Seahorses. So that would have been about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. Yeah, it was basically a cruise to Holland, and it was a big gig on Reverend the Makers and all that. It was great, you know.
Yeah, I've never been on the Shine On cruise.
I'm
not really.
It's absolutely fabulous. It is, really is good.
It's just that I don't like the feeling of being not on dry land. I don't like the
Yeah, and the rest was the boat was like all over the place. All the stuff was sliding down the stage and everything was scary. Like, well, that might have been because it had too many to drink. I'm not sure.
Yeah, was it the first Shine On that you were played there as Western Promise? Was it 2015? Because that's when they started. I think it was.
It was in Minehead. It's in Minehead.
Yeah, Minehead. Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been the first one. I'm not sure. You know.
Yeah, because
I'd have to look it up.
But were you at the when Ian Prowse played Shine On in 2017? Were you there, or did you play with them?
No, I've only done the one with Ian. That was the one on the boat. No, I wasn't there that one. I was meant to have been going this year because my mates Frank, man, great lad, Candy Opera, they were playing. I was meant to have been going, but something come up. I don't know what it was. But I meant to have been going to watch, but it never happened. But anyway.
It's a shame.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's a shame because I was there. I went to Shine. I always I love going to Shine On, and Candy Opera. Yeah, they were so good. Last year Shine On Festival because they did the Hairy Dog. Is it they called the Hairy Dog?
Oh yeah,
before
because they played there on the Friday, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully this year you'll be there because I will definitely.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So what's in store? You mentioned that there will be Western Promise gigs. Hello?
Yeah. Well, what is? I just checked my notes here. I've got some notes here. I am quite professional. Just get me glasses. Hold on. Here they are. Look like one of the Proclaimers. Well, one of the twins. But anyway, well, this year we got the there's a big gig. Well, we got an album launch with John McGlone and the Souls of Emotion on the 4th of February. The St Thomas Hotel in town, Liverpool. That's for the album Sweet Soul Serenades. That's a totally different laid-back styles of the Western Promise stuff. Then we've got gigs with Western Promise around about May, I think. So
there's quite a lot of going to sort of like happen this year. There are lots of plans.
Yeah, well, we're making up for lost time. We're making up for lost time, aren't we, with the pandemic and that. We've also got the Revolution album hopefully coming out on vinyl as well, which will be an absolute buzz and a half when that happens. And we've also got a ska dub reggae Western Promise album coming probably around about the autumn. But we've actually done some of the drum tracks for it. We just got to put it up. It's all down to money, isn't it? And these things aren't cheap, you know.
No, but that's
when you finance it yourself.
You also talked about like this documentary as well.
Oh Oh, sorry, yeah. Good job, sent you them notes, right? Hey, yeah, we've got a track called "Shake Babylon Shake" in a documentary called. You got it there. I mean, I can't.
Resistance Street.
Oh, Resistance Street. Yeah. That's going to be released this year. Yeah, it's yeah. Because what happens? We played down in Ladbroke Grove, me and John, about 6 weeks ago. It was a big like Clash Against the Right thing, and it was this one of our tracks is going to be, and that's something else to look forward to this year as well. You know.
So, when can we expect that sort of like? So it's
Once again, I don't know. I'm just a pan that it'll be happening this year. It's as soon as I know, I'll let you know, Kez.
yeah, and then also you've got shows in Belfast later in the year as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Other
But once
places.
again, I don't know what dates. I haven't got any dates up to now. So what happens? We have these meetings and we have a few drinks, and then everyone forgets what the minutes were. You know. So I've got. We have our private party. Bring your own booze. But hey,
Yeah,
sorry. Well, I had to throw something in about it, didn't I? Come on.
well, it sounds really exciting. All these.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
2022 is going to be like because
Yeah.
I know that John McGlone's gigs were sort of like postponed and cancelled last year.
Nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah, I was supposed to go and see him in Stockport at the Spinning Top, and that was cancelled. And
Yeah.
I think another one in Liverpool, and that's
Well, the last one was at Future Yard in Birkenhead, and once again, it's a great venue, but if there's not signs of like a quarter of the tickets being sold in advance after the first few weeks, the gigs are getting pulled. I understand from the promoter's point of view because you've got an overheads you got to cover, but back in the day when we used to go to gigs, you could just walk up on the night and pay on the door. But all them days are behind us now, and it's a bit of a shame, really. Like,
yeah. I think it's I don't know, because it's like with me sometimes, like it's all money, isn't it? If you have a spare right now, then you can buy the ticket straight away.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Even if you wanted to go to a gig, but if you think that I'll just buy the ticket on the evening.
Yeah. Well, we had one big one organised with Matt McManaman from the Dead 60s at the Arts Club.
Yeah.
And that got pulled because only a quarter of the tickets had gone after a certain amount of time. But that would have been a great night. But they do it with the football now, don't they? Because you can't just turn up on the day and pay on the gate now. You got to go through all this, all this like God, everything. They call it technology, but to me, it's going backwards, I think.
Yeah, but do you think it's gonna be sort of like it will change? It will go back to sort of like promoters will just wait until the day, because all they have to do is, I think,
I'd like to think so. Like,
yeah, because they can just sort of like promote it and then just make sure, and then wait for the actual gig, and then people just turn up or something.
Well, yeah. I suppose it's a bit like take the deposit in it. The thing is, if you've got guaranteed sales, well, everything's covered, bar staff, PA. Whereas if they're just sweating on the last minute thing and it doesn't happen, well, they're out of pocket. That's the way they look at it. So I don't know.
I mean, being a fan of live music, I'm not really sort of like into that kind. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, so sometimes I just feel like, oh my god, it's been cancelled. What's happened? It's just disappointing.
Yeah. We'll have to wait and see on that one. Like,
yeah, well, hopefully, because I just think it would be nice to see John McGlone again. It was the last time was 2019, I think. Oh no, 2020, just before the pandemic that we shall overcome.
Oh yeah, at Leaf, yeah. And then the other one was the on a Sunday, wasn't it? Sunday afternoon one we did at Renshaw's.
When was it?
The one when you see when we had Keenan out of Ransom playing with us. That was a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, that was at the at 81 Renshaw. That's a really good place. That's afternoon. So that's an afternoon gig.
Yeah, that was nice. It had a nice feel to it, and then it's then you got the rest of the evening to do what you want, haven't you? So it's, which usually ended up with us carrying on partying, but
It's true. Oh my god, it's just so amazing that so like now I actually know more about you.
Yeah, yeah,
So the next time I see you play drums,
yeah,
hopefully it'll be like with a proper drum kit and
yeah,
things. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
I do like that rectangular. Is there actually
Yeah.
a name for it?
It's called a cajon, right? A cajon, and it's got like a little snare thing inside it. But the thing is, Ang, with me, is that the percussion side of things, I've had loads of work out of it as well. So it's like another little string to your bow, isn't it? If you can play percussion as well as drums, because a lot of gigs are stripped back now. To save
Yeah.
money, because rather than pay 5 or 6 members of the band, you did strip back. You didn't only 2 or 3 of you. This is another way of making a few more bob out of it. But it's just no, it's called a cajon, and there's another one called an
Cajon. Is
yeah.
it?
When I've played with Ian McNabb and Mark from the Chameleons, djembe, it's like a big African drum, but mic'd up,
All right.
yeah, with a big mic on it, and you'd swear it was a full kit, you know, yeah. Well,
Wow.
what we did, I've just remembered something else, Anna, as well. We did the cast tour with good mate of mine, Tony Steele and the Massacre. And
Oh yeah.
we did that with, because we had to do it stripped back because they didn't want a full band supporting. They also wanted like a warm up band. So we did it with a bass drum and the big djembe thing. And Lauren McKinley on violin, who plays with Ian Prowse, who's magnificent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Pete Mack, God bless him. But the sound that we created with this one drum and the bass drum sound, you just swear it was a full kit.
Wow. Because I
Yeah.
think drummers, no, percussionists can be drummers, or percussionists is like if you're a percussionist, you can be like easy for you to be drummer as well. But it's not easy for the other way around. So
No?
drummers find it difficult. I don't know. Is it? Do they
Yeah,
find it
yeah,
difficult from percussionists?
no, you're right there, because it's. I know quite a few drummers who percussion wise aren't that good. Uh, but yeah, I mean, it's because, but it's like everything else. I mean, it's like practice makes. If you don't really tend to get involved with doing any percussion, well, you, I got to do it mainly because whenever we used to do like gigs with the covers bands years ago, and go back to someone's house
Yeah.
afterwards, get the guitar out, and I just pick up anything and start playing. You know what I mean? So it just means you can carry on the party, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've got another person who's got a question for you. His name is
So,
Chris Watson. Thank you
oh,
for
really?
joining us, Chris. And he said, "Where's Carl Searle?
Where's
Carl
Carter?
Searle."
You know what? I
Like,
knew
what?
right. I'll tell you what, I knew someone come up with something silly. Right? What I was doing an interview on Radio Merseyside when I was doing the windows, doing the rainbows on the windows. And Sean Styles, the DJ, I chatted with him and everything before that. He briefed me what he was going to ask me. Then he introduced me as Carl Sale, whoever the hell he is. I've no idea. So it's stuck. So but for weeks later, people are calling me Carl Sale. So anyway, it's bizarre. I live a mad life, me. You know what I mean? Not as mad as Carl Sale.
Oh, right, so it's you. I thought it's like, why is everybody so like asking you where people are? It's like,
I don't, I don't know.
do you know where everybody is?
I don't. Jesus.
I'm like, right. So you've been drumming since you were like 10 years old.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah. So, do you have any advice to aspiring drummers?
Well, to be honest, nowadays you can just stick back in the day. You just used to focus on drummers who were inspiring you by listening to them. But whereas now, with YouTube, well, for the start, there's a million and one instructional videos that you can pause, stop, wind it back, and carry on, and you can watch your favorite drummers and slow it down and see how they do it. I mean, but probably the best advice I'd give is just enjoy it. You don't start playing an instrument because you want to be anything. You do it because it's in you. It's a gift, and if you can play, even if it's only playing in your bedroom, playing on the guitar in the bedroom or whatever. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, enjoy it because, as I said before, you don't play football in the street when you're kids, thinking you're going to play for Liverpool, do you? Or you do it because for the love of it, and that's probably the best advice I could give. Like,
Yeah. Do you think it's easier now for people to sort of like learn music because of all these
Well, yeah,
YouTube?
because you put YouTube on, and you can just watch. You sit there all day just watching instructional videos, couldn't you? I mean, and you can stop it and slow it down and study how
Yeah.
they do it. Whereas back in the day, if you had the money to go and pay someone to teach you, and he teaches you, and then you just got to keep it in your head, then store it in your head. Whereas now you can go back and revisit it, can't you?
Yeah, that's true. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
but I always sort of like ask this. It's got to be in you though. You've got to have
Yeah,
that,
I think so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I
because
also learned is that there's like the young kids you see now, and like they have to have like the top of the range guitar to start off, the top of the range drum kit. You don't. If you can play on anything. Don't get me wrong. It's always nice as you get better, or you get you know as you progress to buy the kit that you want, or the guitar that you want. But when you start off playing, it's you just play on. I used to play on my granddad's old battered drum kit in the garden, and if you can play, it'll still sound good.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
not that the neighbours agree, but that's fair, man.
And I know that you go to a lot of gigs. What's your next gig?
That I'm
What's
going
next?
to. I don't know.
You
Um,
haven't got
you
anything.
and you've probably been to about 10 before I go to my next one. Probably every time I see a gig, you're there.
But when you go to sort of like see a band,
Yeah,
like when you went to see Cast,
yeah,
do you know Keith O'Neill, the
yeah.
drummer?
Keith, yeah, drummer, yeah, good lad, yeah,
You
yeah.
actually sort of like check him out and see. Oh my god, because I think Keith is just one of those amazing
Oh, Keith, yeah, yeah,
performers.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, oh, yeah, of course I do. Yeah, I mean, I'm transfixed watching the drums. All that never leaves you. Whatever. Even if I go to a pub and there's a band playing, all I'm doing is watching the drummer.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And do you think like, oh, I can do that. I'm gonna do that next
No. You know what? I used to, when I was young, I used to go and go, yeah, stated that I can do well better than that. But as you grow a bit older, that goes, you know what I mean? It's not about that, is it? It's whatever they're bringing to the show, isn't it?
time. Well, um, well, it's nearly 3 o'clock now anyway. So, but before I let you go, what's the menu for
What's the
for
menu?
Grant's for
Well,
Grant's Sunday snack this week?
I'd love to tell you, but I don't want to let the cat out of the bag kind of thing. It's going to be a surprise. I think it's going to involve cornflakes and warm milk, but with a twist. I'm not even messing either. I
Oh,
might do it. I might do it after the show.
I thought you were going to sort of like do it live and sort of like do
No.
the Grant's Sunday snack on as the drummer. That would have been really good.
Oh God, no. I haven't got anything in the cupboards. All the cupboards are empty.
Well, oh my god, thank you so much
Nice one, man.
for coming on as the drummer. I really, really enjoyed sort of like talking to you. Because like I said, you're such an amazing like lovely person. You're full of like you smile all the time, full of sort of like joy and
Yeah, nice
so
one, dude.
I just really like it. So thank you so much. Do you want to
Nice
just
one,
say,
man.
yeah, thank you to our friends who have joined us live, and also the ones who are going to be watching this later on YouTube. So do you want to just say something to them
Yeah,
before I
yeah,
let you?
yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. We had a laugh. I had a laugh anyway. But we all did, didn't we?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
oh yes, yeah, and um send you a friend request on Facebook to find out what's like all the latest info on
yeah,
Western
yeah. Oh, okay. If you like the Western Promise page as well on Facebook,
Western Promise page. Yeah,
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 all the dates will all the stuff that's coming up that I've talked about will be
yeah,
unveiled.
and they should follow you on Instagram as well because your
Yeah, I've
Instagram
got on the
account
Instagram. Yeah,
is amazing. Yeah.
66. I think it is. I'm not sure. I don't even know myself.
All right, well, thank you so much, Grant. I
Nice
really, really
one.
enjoyed this week's
Yeah, okay.
episode. So I hope to see you soon.
Yeah.
Are you going to be at Steve Roberts' gig this Saturday?
Steve
because
Roberts, possibly, yeah, yeah.
81 Renshaw, because he's got a new album out called
Oh,
Pure.
right, okay. Oh, yeah, I
So
probably haven't know that, yeah, yeah.
yeah, so hopefully I'll see you soon.
Sound
Uh,
nice one, Anna.
thank you so much. Have a lovely
See you in a
well,
bit,
enjoy
Dave.
the rest of your weekend. So
And you,
I'm gonna keep an eye out for that Granty Sunday snack later today.
you
So,
do that, kid.
see
See you in a
ya.
bit. See you in a bit, Dave.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thanks. Oh, that's incredible. Thank you all so much for joining us. He's such an amazing person. Um, right. So, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Um, and keep an eye out for next week's guest announcement post. We're gonna have like another awesome drummer for next week. And as always, love music, love life, and love drummers. You've seen Grant Walker there. He's just so amazing. I just think drummers are just amazing people. So, yeah. So see you all next week. Bye. Bye.